Hello, 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 my. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be streaming. The tavern doors are open, so come on in, have a seat, have some meat, and relax. Hope you're all having fantastic days. Today we're gonna be off stream with something not quite so different, but still new to us. Starting our adventures, or at least hopefully starting our adventures in Fabula Ultima, another wonderful TTRPG themed around more Japanese style adventures like Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger. What new tales will we tell through this system? And what story shall we make? Who knows? But find out. Make sure you have yourself a nice hearty mug of meat, a nice comfortable seat. Without further ado, my name's Hippie. I'm your host, and welcome to the bridge. What's up, ladies and gentlefolk? Good to be back, good to be streaming. Love your faces, love your butts, love your butt faces. Let me do that one. There we go. Nailed it. First try. But yeah, welcome in. We're doing some Fabula Ultima, or at least maybe. Fortunately, today's been a very dozy day for people, apparently. So, people are running a little slow, and, that's fine. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Something else will at least do some talking about the system and discussing the world and whatnot that has been made for the players and by the players. Yeah. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday, good weekend, all in all. Yeah, it's been a solid one for me, myself. Pulled a very cool card from Magic, pulled one of the serialized one of 500 Aether Sparks cards. Literally first card I opened up from the entire set. Pretty cool. Wasn't expecting it at all because I got it out of basically a fucking a booster bundle. Not even an actual like collector pack box or anything. Like a random bundle I picked up, and the first card I opened was that. That was really cool. I'll sell it eventually. See what happens. Either I kind of wanted to see if the shop I work at will take it for store credit. Then I can kind of get whatever I want from store credit. So that's cool. I also don't want to have to deal with selling it. But yeah. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Hope it was well though. Yeah. So I guess I'll just get started on introducing the two people who are here. Hopefully Draven shows up, and then we'll see if Kaiser wakes up in Britain land. See how that goes. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How is y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Change button on the scene. Okay. Oh. Well. Oh, also, hey, that's the thing I miss. I miss putting everyone's names in on the stream layout there. I love the mismatch of character arcs. Great.
Yeah, you can tell we definitely did not coordinate on that one.
I mean, 2 of them are pixel. So they're like half there. It's great. It's great.
Just
And
need to get Draven's help.
I mean, that's up to him if he wants to do more of it, so.
well, I was gonna say, to be fair, Kaiser's was kind of obligated.
I mean, you say that, but like, spaghetti. I don't know.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Very well.
Spaghetti.
Yep. But yeah. Welcome chat to Fabula Ultima. You're currently staring at the world map that we have made. Something that I've really excited for this game was together as GM and players before we make characters. We went through the process of building this world, so everything here, all the places and names and locations, these are all designed in tandem between both me and players. Specific areas and lore have details brought in by the players to give them more of a sense and understanding of the world they're in, as well as to give more oomph to their background of their character. But yeah, this is a map of what is known as Jord Urda. Literally dug up 2 words that meant dirt, put them together. It's the Swedish word for dirt, or earth, and the German word for dirt. Or something like that. It was something that was bop, easy, dirt.
Behold, dirt.
Dirt. We love it. It's like getting a tattoo of like Japanese kanji. It just says like Kung Pao chicken.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. We love it. But yeah. So I currently have 2 of my players here. If you would like to introduce yourselves at least, yourself and then the character that you're playing. So, Lynx, you'd be so kind to start us off there.
Okay. Why'd you have to pick me, bud?
Because either one was going to be the exact same response.
You were not wrong. I was prepared to say the same thing.
But I am Lynx, the 3rd slot in this party of 4, and I am playing as Lynxar, the Desert Knight.
Alright. And where does Lynxar come from? What is this?
He comes originally from the Hesmith Deserts, where he grew up hunting monsters to sell their leathers to travelers. But he was taken in by travelers to Helmbrook and trained as a knight due to his magical skills and courage in combat.
Alright. And Slip, introduce yourself and who your character is.
Hello, I'm Slipped Reality. My character is Dahlia. She's a half-elf spellblade. Specifically, Dahlia of the Golden Thorns. She's a guard in the royal... What is the word? Like, protection? In the special little protective thing.
Guard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, I told you, my brain is like functioning on about 10% right now.
You're good. Good. Seems everyone's a little slow today.
She actually, she is from the Ghazal Peninsula, specifically the great city of Ghazal. She's actually from the little slum area there. And because of her innate magical ability, she was granted access to go to the academy there. And from there, she just grew up to where she is now.
Okay. Also, chat. How's the reading abilities of this? The map. That's one thing I want to check with you guys.
It looks pretty good, actually.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks really good on stream. Looks
okay, cool.
Primo.
I have a very tiny vision of what it looks like on stream, and it's impossible to read there. So it's impossible to read on that.
It's actually perfect. I can read Flying Pig Acres perfectly.
Yeah, good old Flying Pig Acres. We love it. It wasn't named because they have flying pigs, that's for sure. Yeah. So together, the players and I crafted this world. We want to go over what the world consists of. I mean, might as well. I'll start with the Xal Peninsula. A newer country in terms of the rest of the land. The people of Xal are refugees and migrants from multiple other places, most of them being from the 4 cities of the principalities. Having grown tired of the warring and feuding in the principalities of Jord-Urda, they moved and formed a community that boomed and thrived and has now become the great city of Xal and its surrounding villages. The great city itself consists of a multitude of cultures, a mixture of magitech, magic, and general scientific growth. Has sprouted immensely. The mixed colleges of both tech and magic are a center point for development and advancement throughout the entirety of Jord-Urda. From there, the multitude of towns that sprouted around, though not nearly as grand as the city of Xal itself. Each one does have its own specialities and reasons to visit, or just, it's a place to be away from the great city itself. Neighboring the great city of Xal is the mysterious lands of the Hesmith Desert, where our wonderful Knight Linkser comes from. This place, in terms of mapping, is basically unknown. The several tribes that roam the sand dunes out here have little communication with outside worlds. Not necessarily for any specific reason, just simply it's hard to find them. With their natural ability to navigate the deserts, easy for them to slip away from any strangers they may not be so happy to interact with. To the other side of Xal is the Principality of Jord-Urda, the original kingdom which the people of the land grew and developed throughout time. The primary city now fallen into disrepair and lower status than many of the other cities within the Principality. Calvitas, the seat of the princes, is struggling to retain its title. What once used to be the crown jewel of Jord-Urda, the prime capital, has become little more than just another city. Its streets run with thievery and homelessness and sickness. The prince who sits upon the throne here is little more than a head, a figure. Many call them the false prince. Mirai is not necessarily cruel, but cold in their control of Calvatos. To the north is Orsterhelm, the Magic City, a name to challenge and rival Gazal itself. Irritated with the migration and overall success of Gazal as the principality crumbles, Orsterhelm is a city that, at its peak, could have rivaled Gazal, but has slowly begun to falter. Its magic schools, though still grand, not nearly as sought as the cities and colleges and schools in Gazal. The prince there, under the title of Count Driffolk, a powerful mage, but a stubborn man altogether, refusing to cooperate with Gazal for the overall growth and usage of magic, also stifling the growth of Magitech as well as any real means of curing the magic blight that now plagues much of the world. To the east of that, the city of Anaris, the city of Brass, ruled over by Count Jameis Flark. This is a city of trade and gold and money, lavish decorations. Walking through these streets, you would assume that nothing could go wrong here. A city of wealth, visible everywhere, but in its dark corners, truly you can see where the rot and the ruin have taken hold. The sewers beneath the city filled once again with homeless, and a growing thieves guild and black market that has trade and hands in all kinds of things, even some lesser savory things like the trade of unstable magic crystals and the movement of war machines and foul goods from lands south.
I really thought you were gonna say flesh for a second.
I mean, I won't put that away. Flesh would be included, honestly.
Moving away, sorry.
And lastly, Kota Sahabat, the Grand Bazaar, a city, more of a market, built and thriving off of the last remains of the great merchants of Jord Urda. This city, though not lavish in nature and not catching to the eye at first look, is full of all sorts of riches in goods and things. Constantly a running market, cycling things in and out of the cities, trading with the villages of the Great Plains, and even having hands with the theocracy of Doma. The Grand Bazaar is a place you would go to find anything, whether it was food, money, place to live, family, or even darker things. And not to be too far off, the theocracy of Doma, ruled by, well, Doma Holy City, where the high priest holds his hand up to the skies, praising and holding the fist of Doma. I guess Dowama. I actually wanted to pronounce it. Dowama. Though once a much more relaxed religion after the wars with demons and the death of the old gods, the few who stood left over pushed and pressured their followers with Dawama being the most fanatic of them. The followers of Dawama are they're very fervent in their belief that the holy hand of Dawama will be what guides the future, what cures the land, what brings life to each beast and man and thing, and is through Dawama's holy gaze and his righteous fist that the scourge of demons will be destroyed, and that the towers of life will once again be restored, magic blight cured from Jord Urda. Though you'll not find these gods within Doma, the several other remaining gods, or things that believed call themselves gods. Motha of Seven Eyes, an old Fey mistress, now deemed the goddess of magic and all things magical. Followers of Motha generally see Magitech as a befoulment of nature. You'll find the occasional one who understands and sees what the growth that Magitech brings to magic as a whole, but all in all, most followers of Motha do not use or believe Magitech should be used, and for obvious reasons. Next is Milibre, the verdant, god of nature and earth and the ground and dirt. Mainly praised and worshipped within fertile lands of the Great Plains. It's the god, it's Mother Nature. Plant life, animal birthing. Milibre is the god of growth. And then last but not least, the twin gods of war, Edris the archer and Azran the soldier, hold both honor, glory, and murder and slaughter between each other in an eternal duel in the skies. Someday one will reign supreme over the other, but for now they are seen as twins and brothers to those who worship them. If you're a warrior or a soldier, combatant of any kind, you will find yourself drawn to them, whether it is natural or them trying to grow their spectral armies of the afterlife. All right. So we have the Great Plains.
I said hi, Kaiser.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Next up is the Great Plains. A land of interesting people. Multiple villages sprouted up in the Great Plains. Another spawning of the great exodus of the original capital city of Jord Urda and Kavritaz. The people of the Great Plains are sturdy, fervent, very reliable people. Though the great distance between each village is a struggle, they do their best to stay as a community, village having their own means of growth and trade and relative life. Starting with Plains End, mainly a coastal town trading in fish and sea life, but also with the in the last couple generations, the drying of the seabed just north of them have left a salt plains that has been recently begun being mined out and traded throughout the land. Their closest neighbor, Griffheim, a village nearly tucked into the mountains, the thick and heavy forest to their north, home to a larger than average community of griffins. Griffheim is known for their wonderfully trained griffin knights, most of which are bought up by the different principalities to fight in their war. But those who live in the Great Plains have a special bond within Griffheim, tend to grow a special bond with a griffin as they are born and raised, giving them an almost sibling-like relation between man and beast. Next, Shimmerside, though the smallest of the villages, definitely not the least of them. Known for little more than a band of mercenaries that hang out within Shimmerside, the Lions of the Lake have made it a home and a staging place for their many quests and adventures, doing their best to aid those around the Great Plains, doing odd jobs and hunting monsters to keep the people of the plains safe. If ever there is a grand and dangerous beast, you will find the Lions of the Lake hot on its trail. Next, Clearview. Not an immaculate village of its own, though the tales from this place are something to spread throughout the land. Many have heard the tales of the famous beast hunters and night watchers from Clearview. Ancient family rites that have kept the place pure in its ground, while the dark forests to its west have a relatively safe trade route between them and Kota Saharbat, thanks to the old hunter families that now call Clearview home. Last but certainly not least is Veilbreak, a city constantly on the brink of destruction. No one knows why, but Veilbreak has had a increasing threat of creatures rising from the depths of the ocean, breaking against the beach and the walls that Veilbreak have built, defend itself, and the coastline, the Great Plains. The highly regarded Mistguard are adept warriors from all over the Great Plains, all of the age of practically 30 or older, veterans of the hunt. Stand guard, defend Veilbreak, and inevitably sail out into the seas and fight the monsters on their own home turf. A dangerous job nonetheless, but the highest of honors in the Great Plains, if one lives long enough to celebrate it. To the south, the Grand of Datho Plains and the Datho Mountains. The Kingdom Under Rocks and the primary harvesters of magic crystals. Though most of their land is kept secret and cordoned off by the natural growth and of mountains and high cold paths it takes to truly get here, there are tales of something foul growing here, some wrongness and impurities that have left the land tainted and corrupted and barren. What used to be an extension of the Great Plains itself, long, long ago, before the gods fell and died, is now a land of mutants and grotesque tests and biological monstrosities, as the Lord of Zan Datho has run experiments on what were the people of Dathos plains, and have left it a veritable wasteland. And to the far north lies the crumbling and devastated kingdoms of Kashmir, now known as the Kashmir Badlands, when the demon incursion first erupted after the gods fell. Kashmir was the front line and the only line between demons and the rest of the world. And its people felt it. Years and decades of war dwindled their people. Men, women, died in heaps beneath the mountains and above plains. In a desperate attempt to finally push back the demon incursion, they reached out to the kingdom of Datho as the peak and rise of Magitech machinery came to be. But Datho had other plans. Simply sending machines for testing and experimentations. When the people of Casimir stood their ground against the demons, the magic cores within the machines within the Magitech itself corroded, grew corrupted, turned on the people who wished to use them. Growing sentient in their own ways, the machines of Casimir, now dwelling within the mountains of Umblith in the fortress of Umblith, are ever fervent in keeping themselves separated from the world and no longer wishing to be forced slaves. To the north of that is the last standing fortress, Casimir Helmbrook, a forged city where weapons of war are still made, though no longer to the quality that would be deemed of the golden age of Casimir. They still fight, they still strive to take back their home from the machine, and to eventually push out and destroy the land that spewed hate and evil and corruption into the world. To the far south, the magic lands of Odessa, continent of elves and magical beings. Once glorious in nature, the capital city of Lacria was the first to burn when the Towers of Life erupted. The magic corruption and the rot that plagued and swept the coastline of Odessa destroyed the city in hours. Crumbling and sinking into magic waste, it is uninhabitable, though some still wish to someday retake it and bring back the glory of what once was the elven capital. Now having moved to Gilia, it is a city of sanctuary for those who wish to be away from the world, be away from the rot and the corruption and the damning and the fouling magics in the land. And last but certainly not least, though no two people will ever agree on what really happens or where it really exists, the realm of two courts, a land of fey creatures and old magics. Little is known about it. Scholars say that somewhere out there is the means to recontain magic. Or maybe it's a land of demons and evil, and it should be burned. Or maybe it's the next haven for man and machine and creatures to finally find peace. But who knows? The way to the two courts has been lost for generations. In the center of it all, Towers of Life. The original sources of magic where the gods once sat upon their high thrones, where they deliberated and saw fit to bring life to the world and magic to man. Now corrupted and befouled by essentially magical radiation. When the gods fought and died, their corpses leaked such powerful magics into the world that it broke and shattered, and the spread of magical corruption began, and has been slowly consuming the world ever since. Will anyone ever find a way to recontain and seal this corruption away? Who knows? But we're certainly here to find out. And that is Tales of the Land of Jord Erd. Also,
Your book.
welcome in, Kaiser. Good to see you, bud.
Hello.
Would you care to introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, it's me, Kaiser. How you doing? I'm playing Leon Salvatore, Monster Hunter Extraordinaire, and general hero against the beasts in the night. Yeah.
Hunter of the foul things that stalk the woods near Clearview.
I'm not entirely mentally here, but it's fine.
It's
You're good.
I am surprised you arrived before Draven.
Oh,
Speaking of Draven,
Look, if I can roll out of bed, you can too, you know?
Right?
maybe.
Yeah.
no words have escaped Toast
Oh. Yeah, it has been a blast fighting for this. It's been a lot, I won't lie. You guys I'm honest, I am also thoroughly fried mentally. It's definitely on me. I, in the span of a month, started 3 TTRPG groups again. So
That is not a good idea.
Where's my bonk emote?
they are all different systems. Running Vasion at work, I'm running Wild Sea on Wednesdays here on stream, and I'm running Fabula here on stream as well. So
And, they are multiple kinds of genres.
yeah, they are quite different in their genres. They've all been
They're all the
blast,
same.
though. I absolutely.
Don't worry about it.
There's our final
we-
player.
We can wind Wild Sea into this one. What do you think the mysterious continent is?
Right, this is just that's fun. That's a joke. Is this is just the Wild Sea map right here. Oh,
Eventually, we have to have a crossover episode.
that'd be awful. I'd hate having that. Here's 8 people. Get something done.
Not likely.
He
You
doesn't
will
pay
get
me enough
something
to run
done.
2 characters.
I mean, we would have 8 people bickering.
Actually, you're right. It'd be 7 people because Draven is 2 characters.
Yes.
You know,
No,
easy
one
peasy.
of them's just.
Himself.
I was gonna say no. What one of his characters is just off taking a nap.
No, if we're doing a crossover, we have to have all of them. So he has to be both his characters.
Mm-hmm. And they just have to be inexplicably in different scenes every time.
No, I'm gonna make him together every single time. I'm gonna make him talk to himself the whole fucking time. All right.
The first time. Definitely wouldn't be the first.
Last but certainly not least, Draven, if you're so kind as introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Draven. I imagine you guys have seen my ass around here before. So you get. No, I will be playing Vathrin Lockstrin, the captain of the 3rd Division of the Miscard, out in Veilbreak. Here to assist whatever this company is doing to see if it is worth Veilbreak's time to waste Miscard on. Let's find out, shall we?
Fair deal, fair deal. And truly it is a quest, adventure. Is this something to waste the resources of the land on? Who knows?
Oh god, that's coming from this.
Yeah, that's coming from... Yeah, I realized I had YouTube playing this music the whole time. I forgot I literally put it in Boundary so I could have it.
I heard the music playing and I was like, God?
Yes, it is I. God. Literally. All 4 of the remaining gods are me.
Oh my god.
Yes, you've said that.
I'm gonna end you.
Don't worry, we're on it.
He's already attempted that himself.
We haven't heard her talk about the Master Emerald yet, so we're still good.
The Master Emerald, right? No,
There we go.
But welcome in, everyone. It's nice to have everybody. We turn down the music here.
Crank that bitch.
Bring it on. No. Also, for those who are curious, the music playing is literally music made by made for Fabula Ultima. It is a multitude of songs for different themes. Currently, I'm playing just the main theme with combat music and overworld music and all kinds of different tunes for Fabula Ultima that feels very JRPG. And it's absolutely fantastic. I love it so much. They did an amazing job.
You're playing the Fabula Ultima music for Fabula Ultima, but you didn't play the Wild Sea music for Wild Sea?
I did, actually. I literally
The
did.
seas just went wild enough for
I
it,
literally
you know?
played
All I heard was the Master Emerald.
Master
so, I mean,
Emerald. Wait. I literally did play. For Wild Sea, I have to play it through Discord. So you don't tune into the Discord stream, then you won't hear the music.
I'm tuning into everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everything except for nothing. All right. Anyways, I guess we'll
I believe
start
we
the adventure?
left off the story set up on getting our prologue.
Yeah, well,
Your prologue's the lie. Don't worry about it.
so
You just gave your prologue.
each of you, through fate, have found yourselves in the city of Gazal. Through your different lives, paths, and your adventures, you've made your journey from the sands of the Hesmith deserts, from the green and vibrant fields of the Great Plains, and well, from the sewers and low income housings of Gazal itself. You've made your way here.
Slumming it up.
Slumming it. And together found each other. Through some menial tasks and small quests, you've come to find that you work very well as a group of four, more so than others might. To the point that you've been called to the high chambers in the schools of Gazal by High Mage Voska. A hearing is going to be held about the future of Gazal and its quest to, I guess, cure magic plaguing the land. As the four of you walk into the grand, it's not really a Capitol building. It is literally a school. It's one of the, it's the grandest of the schools of Gazal. I honestly forgot to name it. Or about that later. You enter a grand and quite astonishing chamber full of all sorts of swirling colors, the marble floors reflecting an obviously magical ceiling, ornate in nature as different artworks swim around in the skies above you as a living painting. In front of you stands a series of, I guess you call them thrones, where the different masters of the schools of magic and technology sit, where they are currently talking amongst themselves, though it does seem a few of them are a little heated. It's a relative quiet conversation, and as the four of you enter the room, it simmers down even more. A man with a large glowing sword slowly sits down into his seat, having just slammed his hand down on the table. He looks upset, but the look of anger slowly quickly subsides as he recomposes himself. Dahlia, you recognize all of these people. You've been living in the city of Gazal for your whole life. It's impossible to not know who these people are. Sitting in the center in a robe of vibrant purples and lined with gold, a large pointed wizard hat upon their head, and a staff of many wonders, an orb that looked like it could hold the galaxy in it, swirls blacks and purple stars. It's the High Mage Voska. Smile and nod. Though you're not on directly like friendly terms, they know who you are. Been standing guard outside of this building for a couple of years at this point. It would be impossible for them to know who you are. To their right, the man who had just been rather angry is the magic sword master known as Gray. His blade that stands next to him, Balmung, I guess floats next to him. One of the great relics of the demonic wars. He holds it with a masterful skill and almost angelic agility, I guess. Brain. He's clad in a solid but yet still very agile seeming, or allowing for clean movement, suit of mithril scale mail and mixed adornments. A white cape drapes over his left arm, where you can see just the small glowing inclinations of Magitech prosthetic, his arm in the Great War. On the other side of Voska sits another High Mage Edward, a Master Summoner and Lord, the Grand Teacher in one of the other colleges. He is known for being able to summon what people call aspects of the old gods. Another veteran of Great Demonic Wars. Now, pretty almost unsettlingly playful person. They have always portrayed their love for their students and their ability to teach and help another grow is always been something that people appreciated. After Edward is a woman of large stature, covered in a heavy plate, her face half covered by a grand helm. Just the lower part of her face could be seen, her jaw. Long red hair from underneath the helmet, and next to her stands a very almost statuesque looking man in almost matching heavy plate, holding a massive crossbow, one almost called a ballista, if the man itself wasn't so large. Master of the Wall, Halia, sits there relatively quiet and stoic, much like the walls that she's in charge of. She is currently really more of a ceremonial post. Master of the Walls has been in existence since the first grand migration of Gazal, having to fight back the old principalities after they grew tired of people leaving and tried to take over the land. Grand Wall was made, though now, after war has mostly subsided, the wall has little use. The garrison there is really just for show, and so is the badge. And last but not least, a man in decadent clothing, though definitely still seems out of place. Baron Siamese Folks, a man of trade and money and a love for the materialistic things of the world, sits smiling, though you can see an almost conniving look in his eyes. So he had just said something that something that had just happened that he's very happy about, and well, maybe the Magic Sword Master isn't so happy about himself. Leon, he'd probably know of Swordmaster Gray or maybe Halia, coming from a of warriors and combat and hunting. Those are names that wouldn't miss your ear. Even being so far away, they are well known. Especially the Grand Wall of Gazal is something that's always been talked about. Something that even your father talked about. Sorry, your grandfather?
Mm-hmm.
Grandfather had talked about in stories and tales, talking about how bolts from Alia's hand ballistas and her ballista knights shot even dragons out of the sky back during the demonic wars. And your grandfather's swordsmanship is a derivative from the magic sword master himself. Same for you. Is it Vrath? How do I say your name, Drake? Draven.
Yeah, I'm here.
How do I say your character's name?
How?
How, yes.
Yeah, you had it.
What?
Said you had it.
Vrath? Okay. Yeah, Vrath, you would also hear similar tales. Probably more about Alia than Gray, just due to Master of the Wall. Come from a village. Oh, you come from it is a town. That is surrounded by wall. That is, it's also on a very similar notation of the Mistguard are protectors and whatnot, and honestly the first cannons and ballistas that were put out there might have come from the Great Wall itself as a donation from Halia. Probably more of a rumor than actual fact, but people want connection to greatness. Linkser, the only person here you might know would actually be the Baron. Siamese has his fingers in trade all over, even trade into the deserts, where it's hard to find the people you should be trading with. But gold flows and money talks, and it's reached even the smallest of caravans out in the deserts. As you all walk in, seeing such grand figures all presented before you, old heroes and fantastical figureheads from each of your backgrounds and lives in the world. Hoska stands up and gives a brief wave. Adventurers and, well, I guess I could say folk heroes. Welcome in. I am High Mage Voska. Some of you might have heard of me. I am the charge head of the school and Grand Mage of Zal itself. Welcome in to what has been unfortunately renamed the War Chambers in my school. The people who sit around me need not introduction, I assume. The Magic Sword Master Gray, High Mage Edward, Master of the Wall, and hero to us all, Halia, and of course, Baron Siamese. Siamese gives a wide grin as he's flicking a coin between his fingers. Enough for the introductions. Oscar, please. I have work to get back to, and this doesn't really need my attention, does it? Quiet. We all agreed to be figureheads of this city, and we will do it together. Oh, yes, you and your rules and laws. These are the adventurers we're to be so dependent on. What is a man from the far walls? Probably the only real combatant. But we're fighting. We may not fight any sea creatures out here. Points to the Wrath as he speaks. And what is this? A desert folk? Your equipment quite fanciful, sure, but what if they do? What have they to do with our quarrels and issues out here? Points to the Linkar. A group of rabble in my eyes. Silence, Siamese, please. I'm sorry. He does not know when to hold his tongue. Siamese smiles, but with a more sinister look in his eyes. As you know, recent times have been hard. Even within the city of Gazal, things have been noticeably more on edge. The growing corruptions and the radiating magics from the fallen towers of life are an unmistakable and well, they're an unmistakable and unfortunate blight on the daily lives of the people through all the land, Urda. We, as the Council of Gazal, have deemed it time we begin a more fervent search to rid ourselves in the land of corruption, both to our south and to our north. Though the incursions of demons stopped decades ago, thanks to the grand heroes that sit around this table itself and many others who lost their lives, it is always a worry that while our eyes look elsewhere, it might come crawling back. So, we have deemed, as I said, we deemed it time to be more fervent in our search. We have gathered many grand adventurers, heroes, soldiers and warriors now have been sent to scour the land for some means to cure the blight of magic and return our world to what once was a beautiful home in all its places. The growth of Magitech has been exponential and grand thanks to the kingdom of Dathos and the people to the south, but we cannot rely on them to hold back the tides of magical corruption and demons for all time. So we have deemed to task your group specifically, being some of the most prominent warriors from where you come from and homes near and far, to go out and find a means for us to return land to what it once was, land of beauty, peace, and land where machines of war and the death of father and son will not be needed. The first item of interest that we deem worthy to send you out to find, the Book of Lost Knowledge. I know, a simple name, and well, I wasn't the one who gave it that name. An ancient book, old. Some say it was even written by the great hand of Martha herself. We hope that it might hold magic or plans or ideas or something to help us either rebuild the towers of life or to contain them once again, so they no longer seep their magical corruption and radiation into our world. We hope that, as she's speaking, suddenly the doors behind you barge open. A man in red robes with a golden fist directly on its chest, a staff of glistening brass and silvers twisting in his hand, marches in. His bald head also shows, has tattooed more yellow on his skin, but it's meant to be that gold fist, the icon of a devotee of Dawama. Well, now I've heard it all. Hunting for the Book of Lost Knowledge, you would send them on a fool's errand. But nothing else, some task to get them killed. Wasting away on child stories and... Father Herrick, please. This is a meeting of the High Council. This is... Yes, the High Council. Not long ago, I sat in one of those chairs, too, before you threw Dawama from your city walls. We did not mean to throw you out, but your people, your devotees, you can say it, fanatics as you deemed us when you threw us out. I do not wish to use such words, Father. Yes, you do not, but I will be straightforward. Fool's errand, hunting this book. They should be sent north to fight the demon hordes and return that kingdom to what it used to be. To fight back and protect the land like we used to. Like the cities of the north, though fallen and burning, still do. Father, we send troops, but we need a surgical removal. We need something to progress the hand of Dawama will progress what we need. Magics, corruptions. The city of Dawama, our prayers, our high priest. We will bring light and life and cleanliness back to Jord-Urda. Christ, keep saying Jord-Urda. I'm mixing that around.
You'll get there.
Right. Father, can someone please remove the father gently from the room? As she says gently, the man that was standing behind Halia had only just finally moved. He'd shifted just slightly. See, the hand ballista had lifted just ever so slightly. the hearing the words gently, lowers again and he shifts back to his statuesque position. A couple of guards walk in. A purple and black raven embroidered on the cloaks that drape over their backs step up behind the father. Yes, no need to be rough with me. I know and I'm not welcome. But know this. You go searching for that book, you might find things that you'd never wanted to dig up to begin with. Bunch of blasphemers. Mumbles, walks out. You can see outside a plethora of knights of Dawama. Again, their gold fist embroidered onto their plate, as well as a couple of seem to be priests or mages. It's hard to tell the difference with them. He waves them back. Go on, we're leaving. uterus femur. You have a cannon. Anyways.
Yeah, extra safety to make sure you hit the target.
As he walks out, doors slowly creak shut, and Waska sits down. As you probably all have heard, the great people, priests of Dawama. We've never been on bad terms with them, but recently things have been less than ideal. Their high priest has been more fervent in declaring the blasphemies of our school's mixed magic and technology, saying that we foul what the gods once stood for us. You know how it has always been. Looks over to you, Dahlia. Truly trying times.
I give a small nod, like, yes.
She smiles, some sort of familiarity. Well, I guess the best thing we can do for now is send you on your way. It would best we take the roads down to Whitestrand Keep, through the Great Wall, and out there. You can see if there is any pages to be turned here within the city of Gazal, but I feel most of your search would be best be made in one of the trade cities out in the Principality. The old books there and lost knowledge beneath the warring city-states might be a great place to start about information on the Book of Knowledge or Book of Lost Knowledge or anything else that might be a treasure worth grabbing. I wish not to rush you on your adventure, but I will say time is of the essence. We do not know when another incursions of demons might come from the north, or if the powers of life are truly at a point of rest. So, be on your way, and if you need anything, please let us know. We'll do our best to aid you in your venture. Be safe and fair winds to you. She sits down and takes a deep sighing breath. You can see she's exhausted. Probably been at this for a while, dealing with people and setting out adventure and talking, baiting. As she sits, Master Olia stands up and nods briefly. I will be taking my leave. Wall is that
In need of her?
But yeah, the wall needs me. Master Ray scoffs a little bit. Well, hasn't needed anyone for years, but yes. Be on your way to your decorative post. Let us all waste away in our chairs of celebration. Grabs Balmung and also walks out. Hoya, as she walks past you, Vrad, she notes your I hate saying this line. She notes your large cannon.
Oh.
Oh my. I'm a simple girl. You need to leave.
Oh, fucking Christ.
I'd say my eyes are up here, but go ahead and keep staring.
I hate it. You don't it's not quite a full like smile, but she does have a softness as she looks at you and missed card, huh? Maybe your group does have some kind of chance. She walks by the man who the knight who was standing behind her walks by as well, giving a brief nod.
They depart. I offer a small salute, or the salute as is given to their station.
Okay. Yeah, you salute. Hollian simply gives you a nod. The knight himself does respond with an appropriate salute. We can come up with what salute is. Or if you just say what you do now, it's fine.
I was just thinking the simple, like, normal, like, what do you call it? Arm across the chest. That's pretty.
Okay.
When they
Arm
like,
across.
yeah.
Have you seen Kyle? Let's see. Z Heil.
And that no.
Let's not.
Immediately not.
Let's not. Yeah. So you press your hand to your chest, and the knight gives an appropriate response. The High Mage, Edward, also departs, though he simply stands up and with a wave over a tome, he just disappears. Lastly, Baron Siamese, a little portly, stands up and begins to kind of shuffle his way out and looks at the four of you. If there is anything I can do to provide you with equipment or tools of some kind, please let me know. I will be more than happy to give you a fair price. Smiles, waves a flamboyant wave as he walks out. You guys find yourself in a now quiet and empty hall. The only people left are the guards who are posted here for palace guard. 2 mages and 2 knights. The knights look like they're brandishing some sort of magical blades. Those sheaths, the sheaths themselves give off a light blue glow. And the mages are in a mixture of cloth armor and what looks to be Magitech, like supplements for magic, magical boosts over their shoulder, like batteries. So, what do you guys do? City of Gazal is your oyster, and the peninsula is, well, your first stop is Whitestrand if you choose to go there now, but you have other things to do.
We have time to burn the city down.
You're not burning the city.
Oh no, I think we could achieve it,
I mean, I just described war heroes, but let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
Not go too far yet.
If we're burning anything, we're gonna be burning as we go along, okay?
Burn
It's
and
not
move,
during the
guys.
start.
Beforehand, do we get a Fabula point first?
You do.
Shit.
Shit.
Alright, we have to burn the city down then.
We are not
Only
burning the
one.
city down.
That means only one we've seen.
Burn it down. Can't take any chances.
Cease murder hobo.
And then I have to kill Lynx and Slip at the same time. I use Barrage to hit both of them.
Why are you like this?
Anyways.
Anyway. So, I turn to the others, and so we've been given a task by High Mage. I believe that we should try to find as many bookstores as possible, or maybe go to the library.
There's the Grand Library of Gazal. It's labeled as Grand Library. It's not as grand as a Grand Library should be, because the books that fill its halls are what people could drag from the principalities when they left. But there might be something of worth in it.
That seems like a good enough start to maybe get some details.
Fair.
And
I
Any-
mean, yeah, sure, lead the way. I mean, you know the place.
You're the only one of us that has lived here, so
So certainly, certainly Dahlia has the most knowledge base, having grown up and lived here. Yes, all of you would at least know of some locations within. You've been here for a bit of time. This isn't you've showed up and you've given this job. You guys have been doing odd jobs and tasks as a group for a little bit now.
right.
Enough for you guys to at least know each other and a couple of your odds and ends that you get up to.
well, with that being said, I'll at least lead them over to the Grand Library.
Off to one of the sides of Gazal, you find yourself in front of a large building, probably overly lavish in its design. It is the Grand Library of Gazal.
Under my breath, I look up at that and say, the Baron must have designed this.
There's a good chance that he definitely went over the building after its initial construction and gave it a lavish touch.
Yeah.
You can definitely see his handiwork in a lot of the more official style buildings, even some of the schools that got I don't want to say refurbished, but redesigned after years. You could see his overly lavish touch.
Money talks.
Standing on either side of the large doors and library are two golems that you all have seen all over the place. Machines of war and peace at the same time. Two Magitech golems stand firmly in place. Massive steel or metal swords planted directly in front of them in almost stoic salute. They're unmoving outside of their singular mechanical eyes dart back and forth between people coming and going in an eternal stance, eternal sentry styled stance.
As we walk in, I point to them and I go to look at Vrath and I say, "See, behave," and walk past them.
Verdath, these are machines you're exceptionally used to seeing. These are you could almost put one together with your eyes closed. You've fought alongside these machines times. In Veilbreak, you've had an unfortunate amount of your own soldiers replaced by them, through death or injury, and the lack of bodies. Golems have begun to fill the ranks of the Mistguard more and more. So,
Well, as they pass by, Lynxar can't help but stare at one in a bit of caution, just keeping an eye on them.
as you stare at it, is the blue central eye darts in your direction, just locks eyes with you, or it darts away to another target. There's no soul in these things. They're long dead. They never had life. It's odd to see them so abundant.
It's uncomfortable to see these things calm.
Yeah.
And I just walk past to keep up with the rest.
Okay. Turn up.
Apologies.
Crank it up.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
just-
like how 3 people are used to these things at least, and I'm used to a different side of them.
So there's a different perspective.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what we strive for.
Mm.
Perspective.
All right, you guys enter the Grand Library. It is, again, though title's grand, it's not glorious. The thing that's grand about it is honestly the building that encompasses the books more so than the amount of books. It's still, you can still spend a good week here without ever actually going through all of them. But yeah, it's a collection for sure. A woman in wide rimmed spectacles stands behind a desk. She's very frantically pulling open drawers and shifting things around. A pile of books sits upon the counter as well. You can hear the sound of people flipping pages and chatting in the background. There is like desks and tables and stuff. There's a very common study area for students as well. Obviously, it's full of books. The Magitech lamps burn brightly with light that fill the room, to the point where there's almost no real shadows anywhere. The little stand on the desk notates the librarian as Netto. She is of some sort of elven birth, light gray skin and hair. Pointer is definitely a more magical creature than he looks up and welcome to the Grand Library of Gazalin. And she nods to Dahlia. Ma'am, welcome. It's good to see you again.
so I do have a question for you.
Yes.
We're looking for very ancient books.
Well, I can show you to the oldest books in the library. Though I'm sure there are things that you've looked at already, ma'am. But yeah, please, follow me. She looks at the man with the giant cannon.
Mm. Very eye-catching, I would presume.
You're getting a lot of looks here lately.
You know, if I would have thought about it, I would have had leave the cannon at the door.
Oh, Marshall stole it. Come on now.
she
Honestly, I doubt some people could even pick that thing up.
I mean, it's. I guess. How do you carry it, or is it floating? Wrapped.
I carry it. Why
You
would
carry
it
it?
be floating?
I don't know. It's Magitech, man. I don't know. It could be floating. It could be fucking walking for all I care. Like, I just want to know how it's being lugged around.
Yo, Magic helps when I wield it, but yeah, no, it sits there, strapped on
Yeah.
to my back. That's fine.
Yeah. She looks at your massive cannon.
Oh
God.
And glances at the other members. Are you an adventuring group, or perhaps we've been getting a lot of those through the halls lately. People looking for maps and history books. Really, he's saying this.
I respond by opening fire upon her.
Fire in the library. Yeah.
No gunfire in the library.
Jeez.
There's a blatant
That was-
sign that says that.
I completely believe it, actually.
No, I mean, fair
Um,
enough.
No dueling
It's a
in the
good thing it's not a gun, it's a cannon,
Oh,
No use of
Got a point.
gunpowder.
It's also not using gunpowder. It's magic tech.
I would say, I would just point to the sign that says no dueling in the library.
Just duel if you just
Not a
execute
duel if
someone.
they're an
Anyways, it's not important.
Let out a sigh. Anyway, yes, we
Uh,
happen to be an adventuring group. I got myself big time, Miss Netto.
Well, it's good to see. Sure you'll be quite happy to be out of the city of Gazal and away from the colleges for once.
It'll be a change for sure, but anything to bring back better things for the colleges.
Okay. She takes you to the back where a bunch of much older books lay in cases and behind magically sealed like enclosures to keep them from basically turning to dust.
Yeah.
These are the oldest texts within the library. Tales of the demonic incursions from long ago. Tales of the death of the gods and their wars, as well as old books from the times of the Grand City of Jord Urda, or the Principality Split, or the Great Migrations. But again, most of these are things that you've probably already read, Dahlia, or at least most of you have probably heard tales of things that are written.
Pensive, biting my thumbnail, and I'm like, you're right, I have run most of these already.
A lot of them are old. They're so some of them are little more than fairy tales and children's stories. Keep kids in their beds to you know, try and spread old history. But as far as you know, none of them are innately hopeful. None of these should hold text about the Book of Lost Knowledge. There is one that is a bedtime story of it, talking about how it's supposed to hold the knowledge of lifeblood of the entire world, the magic veins that run throughout the entirety of the land, and what basically keeps the magic flowing throughout all things and all things connected, blah blah blah. But as far as most people know, it's assumptions and literally more of a fairy tale than actual fact.
A shot. What do you guys have?
Thinking.
Fair enough.
Um, Linksar, you would these books themselves aren't things that you would honestly if you could read these, it would be surprising. But
You could read? God damn.
Holy
uh,
shit.
just all in all, the desert tribes of Hezmith in general have their own mixture of your understanding of this language is all probably more recent development. Either that or deck just simply translates what you hear and say.
I'm thinking that it's curiosity at this point, and he's looking at the books with piqued interest, trying to look for any kind of detail they could use. I'm thinking of spending a Fabula here,
Okay.
like he catches a name connected to the lost knowledge, lost knowledge.
Thinking of doing that, or are you doing that?
I'm considering it, seeing if you're okay with it before I
I mean,
call
it's
it.
your Fabula point.
I know. It's just trying to make it so it's an agreeable thing for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking if you're using it.
I know. I think I will spend a Fabula point to catch
The
a
man
name
wants XP,
connected.
man. Let
Yeah.
him be.
I mean, I also it's to further along the story too.
And it gets me XP as well. Let him spend
Get
all his
everyone
points.
experience.
I need to eat.
All right. So for those who don't know or have gone through, Fabula points are very similar to fate points that you would use in systems. They allow you to add and alter scenes in various ways. In some ways, like this one, adding to a scene, finding something potentially in depth than just whatever like a common role would make, or what is visually there as I describe it to you. Main effects are things like altering the story, cost of 1 point, invoking a bond, which allows you to one of the bonds that you have or will develop throughout the this adventure. It allows you to invoke those in some way that makes them present in the situation and helps you advance the current situation. Then you can also invoke a trait, allows you to reroll dice during a check. It also allows you to use different skills and stuff, use Fabula points. These are things that will be very, very common. You'll gain some whenever you see a villain. You'll lose some whenever you use them. You'll gain some, basically. It's a resource you should use. You also gain experience for them being used.
It's something that should not just be hoarded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, in this example, alter the story, use them to find something. But yeah, as you're browsing and you come across an old storybook. It talks about the hands of gods being written down. It's describing in a very offhanded way the initial writing of the Book of Lost Knowledge. Well, it wasn't called that initially. I realize I didn't name it. Anyways, but it talks about this book that was written long, long ago. Document. It's not a document. It's a told in a very story-like manner the initial creation of the magical ways and the weave between the different connecting points around the world. Um, there is mention of a old kingdom of magic, as well as it very presently leans towards a description that matches what should be Dawama, and his overall involvement in carving and shifting the magical flows to make them go where the gods wanted them to. Both filled the land with magic. It talks about how Dawama forced it to go where they wanted it to, specific places.
So he created the flow.
Moth. Uh,
Yeah.
mhm.
Hmm. I believe we could have something of a lead, I would say, to the group.
I'll walk over and I'm uh just confirming, can he actually read the book? Or
Yeah.
is this a okay?
Yeah, you can read it.
I
Whatever.
just
Nice
wasn't
pictures
sure.
for him.
I just wasn't sure.
Got really
Well,
pretty pictures for me.
guys, look at this. Breaks the book in half. Um.
I
Even a
wasn't saying
pop-up.
he was like illiterate. I was saying that
Well, no,
his
no, no.
foreign.
So that's why I was saying, like, is it something like that? Oh, the book caught his eye, and he's like, "Hey, what's this?"
Yeah.
And then
It definitely,
I just wasn't.
yeah. So it definitely catches his
What's
eye, and he
yeah,
can read it.
okay,
He opened his
but
mind eye to make out the funny symbols on the page.
I I was just making sure.
No, you're good.
But okay, no, walk over and take a look at it. And it's like, and you're like, blah, blah. I walk over and look at the book, and I'm like, hey, where the heck did this book come from? Because I sure as heck didn't see this when I was here before. Good job. Let's see what we can glean from it.
So flipping through the pages, reciting what I just said,
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
about that. About halfway through the book, you find that there's about 10 pages, potentially a chapter, torn from the book. Shortly after the talk of Dawama forcing the magic to flow to places, uh the next chunk is gone. And then it immediately goes on to talking about one of the dead gods and their hand in like carving methods and stuff.
Someone's been here before us and doesn't want us to find out what this book was holding on to.
Do you think maybe in correlation with what was right before it, maybe we should go talk with that high priest? Or
Perhaps
someone in
Father
there?
Eric would know something.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk with the old fart? Really stunk up the place.
I doubt
Listen,
he'd
they're
say
all
anything of
old.
importance, anyways.
Aye.
As detestable as their actions can be, they might have what we need.
Might have, but would they be willing to share is another story altogether.
If they won't share, we may have to use force, but let us hope it doesn't come to that.
The cannon
What they
shifts
want.
from his shoulder. Anyway.
That being said, if you don't want to go talk to them, then what do you want to do?
I'm up for talking to them, but
I'm
otherwise,
referring to the other two.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. Retire for the evening early. Get some mail in. You believe how easily you guys can access it here? It's amazing.
Wouldn't you rather work up a thirst first?
Kaiser, does Leon just kind of have a relative air of alcoholism on him? Asking for a friend.
Smells
I
like
mean,
any
a
good
smidge,
citizen of
you
the
know.
plains.
Look, if it helps you get through the day and deal with the horrors, you know, it helps.
Fair, fair. Grandfather definitely never shied away from a good drink. That's for sure.
Anyway, tell you what, let's go and talk with Father Herrick, and afterwards I'll treat you both to one drink each.
I mean, hey, how can I complain with that?
Fair.
Gotta put a limit on it. Learned that the first time.
Yes, the last time you offered them a drink, they nearly emptied your purse.
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
All right.
After Father Herrick.
All right. You guys step out of the Grand Library and looking around with renewed vigor and off to find Father Herrick, you realize you have no fucking idea where Herrick would be.
Oh, that's right, they got rid of the temple.
The Temple of Dawama in Gazal has been vacated. You'll still find devotees to Dawama in the city, preaching on the streets and out of small homes or at taverns and stuff. But there isn't a, as far as you know, Church of Dawama in the city anymore. But there are other churches for the other gods here if you wanted to visit any. And also I should note for you guys' information, the 5 known remaining gods are Botha of 7 Eyes, Goddess of Magic, Duwama, Lord of Light, Milibre the Verdant, Edris the Archer, and Azan the Soldier, twin gods of war.
Okay.
All of them but Duwama have a church in the city.
There are still followers. There must be somewhere they congregate.
There must be somewhere they, right?
Yeah, I'm sure if we just, walk around enough, we'll hear loud screeching called preaching, and we'll probably find our priest.
Most likely, yes.
So you guys just gonna wander out in the streets and hope you find some madman preaching about Dawama?
No.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Hey, no one else is giving an idea.
Also, Dahlia, you specifically know in terms of this area of Gazal, the tavern with some of the best drinks that you've had, Topaz Blade.
The blade of Topaz.
Topaz is like
Whoa.
yellow, right? You know that right?
It's the gem of lightning.
Oh, Topaz is blue. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, you had me questioning for a second. I'm no.
There is yellow topaz, but yeah.
Yeah, topaz comes in many colors.
Yeah.
Well,
So
okay, now it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway.
I
You see it as yellow in Diablo, you slot it in for speed.
There
I-
are lots
Anyways,
of Topaz companies.
moving on.
So I'm assuming that there's a vacated, empty cathedral / church that we see for Dawama.
Kinky.
Yes, there
That they-
is a vacated, like,
Okay.
the church is still, the building itself is still there.
Yes.
It's just
Just
no
empty.
one. Yeah, it's empty. There is
/ squatters.
squatters. There is a small congregation, about 15 people, standing outside the building at the bottom of the stairs. A raggedy looking, much older gentleman stands at the front. He's waving his hand around and talking. Upon his forehead is a very crude mark of Dawama. And
Well,
through his light, Dawama will cleanse you. With his fist, he will grip the foulness in your heart and tear it from your soul. And in his other hand, he will offer you salvation, taking you to the lands of light, where you will live in eternal happiness.
About halfway through that, I turn around and walk away.
it looks like we found our madman, Leon.
Hey, what'd I say? I knew it. City's full of them.
Every city, I suppose.
Yeah.
Has some,
Go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
it just has some madmen to it.
Linksar, by the way, this city's crowded. Like, there's a ton of people here. Like, you haven't been around this many people, most of
Ever.
your life. Yeah, most of your life has been the caravan, and just the caravan. And that's basically the 3 families compiled into a group of 50 people. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a lot. At most, you visit one of the, like, more, stationary caravans that's like maybe 200 people forming a bazaar in the desert.
Right, and then there would be Helmbrook, which I don't know how populous that is any.
Yeah.
But this is certainly different and a bit
Yeah.
claustrophobic.
It's loud and lively and colorful.
Very different experience, but I think while Leon and Wrath try and go wrestle Dahlia back from fleeing, Linksar's just gonna stop by the Church of the Twins and offer a quick prayer to their hunt to be successful.
Okay. Yeah, you made a little prayer to the twin gods.
He's like writing that down.
I mean,
I am.
Shit, we have to stop him. I'll shoot Link's legs off.
what the fuck?
How does it stop him from praying?
It doesn't. It just puts me down even further.
It'll certainly change the god he prays to.
He's prostrating himself to the twin gods? Such a devotee.
I mean, I just thought, given where he's from, where he was trained, the twin gods seem like the most
Fair.
favorable to him.
Yeah, the twin gods and the culture in Azimuth are seen less as warring brothers and more as two hunters who just have different ideals. Though they're both great hunters of beasts and ancients and stories, they've always been at a head in terms of how you do it. So obviously the hunter is more cunning and brutal, and the soldier's more brutal and cunning.
Hey, wait,
Oh my god.
I had to.
You put twin gods.
No.
And all the priests of these two gods are mysteriously all green for some reason. I don't know why.
Strange occurrence.
No, where the archer's obviously more about the hunt and the task of hunting and what hunting brings in, which is food and nourishment for the hearth and the family. The soldier is more about the honor of the hunt, the glory of the hunt. The end result being that you've taken a trophy, that you've earned your right in the world, you've earned the right to eat this thing, and you've earned the right to live longer.
Right. And I feel like he honors each equally,
Okay.
as is tradition.
Sounds good.
Which is why he needs his
Because
legs removed.
everything out there, you have to fight it, take it down.
Good.
So once, unless Leon or Vrath, it's gonna take me forever to remember how to say that name.
Red.
Too many continents all at once. Okay.
But meanwhile, these two are yanking her back.
Well, I just walked away from the madman. Like,
So
all
yeah.
I'm saying.
She's
But
clearly the traitor. Shoot her in the back.
Stop
I mean,
resorting
that's
to
your
PvP.
job, Bill.
fucking try. We're not doing PvP.
No.
Calm down.
PvP's enabled. The flag has been dropped.
Technically there are rules I could have you guys like do a duel. Neither of you can die.
No.
So like it wouldn't matter, but I could have like they use a clock system to basically show progress. So if you did a duel, I'd set up 2 clocks to see who dueled better and who won. Oh, that's not important. Anyways.
We'll worry about
I
that
cannot
another
duel in
time.
this city.
Fair, yeah.
I can. The flag has been dropped. This is Ogremar rules. We're going at it.
No. So I turn to them and I say, okay, we have 2 options. We can go to the tavern, the Topaz Blade. It's got some of the best food and drink that I know. And we can see if there's one of their guys there. Because that guy's just a madman. He's not gonna know who the hell we're talking about. Or we can go to the what do you call it? Like the Church of Matha, and I could speak to the leader there and see if she might know about the location of the Father Herrick. I assume that it's a she. They would know. I'm sorry.
Damn,
I'm writing for your story.
only women can worship Momotha, apparently.
No, only women are the
Wow.
priestess.
the leaderships. It's fine.
This
Is
is
it-
a diverse community. I'm gonna have to burn down that church.
Is,
What is with you in wanting to burn everything? Do I need to carry a bucket of water?
Look, he burns everything down. You assume everything's a matriarchy. It's fine.
I assume the robots are gonna stab us.
You know what? We're a perfect team. I knew why we got along together.
I'm just here for a good time, not a long time.
I assumed there was gonna be drink. Alright.
So I leave this to your either way, I still believe that we should visit the Matha temple. However, if we find somebody at the Topaz, great. And then they may be able to help us from there.
Yeah, you guys are discussing the old man still yelling and talking. He's built up into a good crescendo. There's a couple more people who've wandered over. A lot of them are definitely just people looking for something to scoff at. A few of them are devotees to Dawama. You can see different attempts at putting his emblem on different pieces of
Mhm.
clothing, again, marking their forehead as a official priest would, official follower would. The common feature amongst them is almost all of them are shaved headed.
Mm.
It's meant to be as a sign of that the clean slate that Dawama is supposed to present, that after ripping away filth from within, taking that hand of Dawama, going off to somewhere clean and yeah. Yeah. What would you guys like to do? I guess also, sorry, Dahlia, you would also know the Topaz Blade is a common adventurer's tavern too, so you
Mhm.
might be able to find someone there who has information.
I have already presented my options as to what I believe.
Oh,
I would like.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Either way works for me.
you guys see that? Oh,
No.
We need
right.
a
I
fight
forget.
token.
I need to turn off fucking vision.
Vision's
no
only for
vision.
dungeons.
Right.
Need to see.
Need to see. This, that,
I see darkness.
that.
Oh no,
Hello,
there's a nice
darkness,
shade of
my old
gray if
friend.
you zoom out far enough.
Ah, yes, a nice gray. I see.
I'm exploring the vast grayness.
Lighting.
Wait, if there's only 5 of us, why are there 7 cursors on the screen?
Because there's gonna be 2 of me. Can you guys see now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can see.
I can fight.
Fight.
Yeah, this is relative look of the grand city, schools and what in the background, and the grander schools and keeps there. Yeah. So, what are you guys doing?
I suppose I'll be returning from my prayer and find out where they're deciding to go.
Sure.
So we want to either go to the tavern to scrounge up information or visit another church, correct?
And see if I can gather information from the high priest or priestess there. I would assume I would know which one they were, but
It's
I
been a
I mean,
while, baby.
yeah.
To a
It's
Fabula point, you can know whatever you want.
it's a high priest.
Okay, the high priest there.
Right.
Um,
Honestly, since Leon's so encouraged to get drunk, I say we visit the high priest first.
I didn't say anything about getting drunk. I merely said I'm just like a good tipple, you know. Helps ease the day through.
Only issue, Leon, is that your tipple often turns into drunkenness.
Look, nothing wrong with having a good time, you know.
Well, true, we're on the job right now.
Technically, it's not a job, but
Yeah, I didn't hear us getting paid anything, you know.
so, I look up at the sky and I'm like, because I'm assuming it's still mostly light outside.
yeah,
It's pouring rain.
3 p.m.
Yeah, I look up and I'm like, I can tell you that there's not even going to be a decent crowd there yet. So probably we should go to Matha. I'm saying it like that's the actual name of the place.
We will go speak to God.
To God.
To my god.
And to
You know,
burn
not
down
what
their
you
Well,
sanctuary.
to goddess, but
To prove the real God.
what, firepower?
Well, that's what you do. You burn all their temples down and see which one stands. Which one actually has true divine power.
Mm,
And yes, firepower is the only god one needs.
thank you, Eon.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and head in the direction of the Temple of Matha. Y'all are gonna kill me.
I will notate I have started a clock.
Mm,
Oh. I don't see it.
Because I
Oh.
can't display it.
Okay.
There's a separate thing I need to display it, unless I'm missing it here. But, there's a clock. It's got 6 turns on it.
gotcha.
Lovely.
5 left. Alright, so. You guys are going to the Topaz Blade?
Didn't
No,
they
we
want to
were-
go to their church?
Church?
Church of Matha.
Church. Okay,
Yeah.
Church of
Yes.
Mouth, yeah. Oh, sorry, you said
I'm
it
barely
wasn't.
paying attention and I know what's going on. My God.
So, you venture off to the Temple of Otha. The temple is again, it's not extravagant, but it's definitely the 7 eyes in a circle, so 6 in a circle, 1 in the center, larger than the others, is the symbol of Otha. It is in a stained glass above the door. At the front, you can see looks to be a woman in wizard's garbs. She standing at like a donation bucket thing, more fanciful than a fucking bucket, but taking alms. Is
Like
it alms?
Yes.
Yeah. Tipping alms of people coming and going from the church. You see commonly people not dropping money, but instead, occasionally you see people dropping in like a magic crystal, or like bits and bobs of gems or magical objects as alms instead of just straight money.
Interesting.
Jumper, what I was gonna do.
What do you guys like to do?
Unless anybody else has anything, I would like to walk up to her and
No, you are focused. You do your thing.
Okay. Listen, I just don't want to take over. I apologize.
Focus.
Go ahead.
This isn't Wild Seat. Anyways.
Close enough.
No, so I would like to go in and, before I speak directly to the woman in the mage's robes, even though I don't have anything with magic on it, maybe put in some senate to the alms.
The great thing about the system is technically you don't carry any blatant item on you. You just kind of have stuff. So if you'd like to use an item point,
I will use an item point.
What do you put in?
I was like, the system runs by you technically have anything you need to get the job done with.
Yeah.
That makes sense for your character.
Yeah.
So, like, if you occasionally will just carry extra magic crystals to donate to your churches, like, that is something you can have without even
Yeah.
using item points as an example.
True.
Like, you wouldn't expect someone to have a class in rogue not to have lockpicks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You've got everything you need.
Necessities.
That's that is fair.
Item
I-
points you can use to do other things.
like potion stuff.
Yep, potion stuff, tents, magical ammunition, grenades,
So
if you're an inventor.
I would like to use a like modest looking magic crystal, like something that like someone fresh from school would be able to afford. You know, like
Yeah.
baby's first magic crystal.
So baby's
what you
first
stole
and a
from
modest one
Hobo.
are two very different things.
Okay, I say baby's first.
Or
I mean like
modest one from the school my parents put me in.
I'm from the slums, you
Yeah.
spud. I can
just saying,
barely
that's-
afford babies first.
I know, it's just when you say a modest and then, you know,
It's-
babies first out of school, I was like,
I-
yeah.
Well, so I'm like not thinking the, you know when you see the little like miniature diamonds that people make fun of? Like that's what I think of with like babies first, but then I was like, nah,
Fair.
yeah,
Uh,
anyway.
I will say,
Anyway.
though you come from the slums, you are now royal guard. You've been royal guard for a bit of time,
37
Fair.
years, in
Okay.
fact.
so your pay is you can afford modest crystal if you
Okay.
do. Like that'd be fine.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, well then yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I appreciate the assistance.
Yeah.
All of you actually. So
So you place in a it's sizable to like
Knucklebone?
no like a stress ball, a shimmering reddish orb. This was a fire orb, a fire crystal you'd picked up not too long ago. Put it into the basket, and she smiles and nods. Thank you. Your continuous donations are much appreciated.
Ways, I would like to see the high priest if possible, please.
Yes, Father Belk is currently at in his office. If you would like to see him,
Absolutely, thank you.
of course.
Is it? With that, I will go ahead and head towards his office, assuming that I come here frequently, so I know where.
I
it's
mean,
at.
do you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it would make sense. It is the god of magic. You think of,
Hence, yes.
yeah.
It's your character. You tell him where the occasion.
Yeah, it is definitely. There's nothing wrong with you being like, yeah, I visit here often. It is, again, as we build this world together, it's up to you to decide if you've been here before, and I'll just work around that. Nothing wrong with that.
I killed
Oh.
6 men here last night.
There are limits to that.
So yeah,
Yeah, they called my family.
walking into the church, the inside is definitely more played up than the outside. Magical candles float through air. You once again looking up, you are presented with the 7 eyes of Motha staring down at you. No matter where you are in the room, it looks like the eyes are staring at you. They're vibrant purples and blue hues, a constant, for some, uncomfortable glare. For others, the comfort that magic is always with you. It is always, its mother is always keeping a watch on children is comforting.
Sorry. Continuing on. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. There's a door in the back of the cathedral, back of the church, off to the right side, that leads to Belk's office. A simple knock, and he, please come in.
I open the door. Father, I just wanted to come and see you. And
Dahlia, please. Just Belk. You've been here competent enough for an equal standing, and you're royal guard now. Personally, I should be referring to you as ma'am.
And that will never happen. I've known you for far too long for that.
True. I remember when those the flaming lock of hair I had to pull out of the dumpster.
And that was a good meal. I couldn't let it go to waste.
And you still don't let that go to waste anyways. Always a hearty appetite from you.
Listen, I know where the good food's at.
What can I help you with, Dahlia?
Of course, let out a little chuckle, and then I go, it is, with a little bit of unfortunateness, but we are looking for, Father Herrick, and I was wondering if you happen to know where he may be.
Father Herrick hasn't been around for a while now. The disciples, as you know, disciples of Duomo were pushed from the city, with all but celebration. I know some of the devotees still roam around the old church, though they obviously are not led within. So we could try using scrying eye to try and determine the whereabouts of the father, or potentially what it is that you wish to find.
You see, this is why I always come to you for advice, Father, thinking of things I never would have.
Well, why I'm at my position I am now. Stands up. Please follow me. Stepping out of his office, he looks at the other three just standing outside the door. Friends of yours?
These are my group.
You've been tasked with these so-called adventures that students have been raving about lately. Asks from the 5 schools.
The schools and the High Court have tasked us with an important task.
Fair. Alright, well, if you all would follow me, I have a scrying orb just off in the other room in one of my... I want to say laboratory, but that's not correct. Observatory.
Yes.
Hidden laboratory deep in the church.
Deep underneath to keep my book of lost knowledge. I mean...
It was you all along!
So, you guys venture out to the orb scrying.
Yeah, as we're walking towards this observatory, I kind of chime and go, why did we just, ask a god where it lived? I mean, probably would have been a lot faster.
just prayed to Duomo in his church? Where the fuck's your priest?
No, I said ask a god.
Oh, a guard. True.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they might not keep track of a priest without a church anymore.
as you guys wander to the scrying orb, we'll get a quick cutaway to a scene dark, cold. The stones on the floor and around the ceiling, barely lit by torches and fires, before suddenly a flash of light, a holy light, as a man, maybe his mid-40s, raises his fist, a glowing fist, into the sky. Father Herrick stands before a crowd of people. Brothers, sisters, long have we been looked down upon for our fanaticism, being sneered at by the common masses. No longer, no more. Soon, our time comes. Dawama's light guides our path. We can see where others are blind. A hand reaches to us where others would lay upon the ground with their false gods, their blasphemous magitech machines. The befoulment of what was once a natural, peaceful thing turned to war, to death. Rise with me, brothers, sisters of Dawama. The book of lost knowledge is finally within reach. See in his other hands a crumpling of about 10 pieces of paper. On it,
That son of a bitch.
on it is the depiction of what looks to be a very fanciful book, scrawled around. It is magic runes and a depiction of a combined sigil of the current 5 gods and the 4 currently dead gods. Y'all get a Fabula point. And
What we saw with the scry thing?
no,
No,
this is a villain
is a
scene.
cutaway. This
Yeah,
is a
it's a cutaway. Like anime.
I'm sorry. Listen, oh, okay, got it. We don't know this as characters. Got it.
No.
So as he shouts, the light in his fist grows and grows until it's blinding white. Then cutting back to you guys. As you reach the scrying orb, off in the distance, suddenly the sound of an explosion. From the distance, it seems to be on the other end of the city. The small tremors in the church of Motha can be felt, but it's not immense. You can hear immediately bells ringing in the distance, the sound of people scrambling, whistles being blown as guard are called. What do you guys do?
Think Tsar's gonna almost immediately arm himself with his shield and his knife. It sounds like something's going on out there.
Yeah.
Leon's gonna like raise his arms up and stretch. Oh, you had to jinx it about working up a Thursday. All right, let's get to it.
I turn back to the father. I apologize for wasting part of your time, but it seems that our duty calls.
Worry not, Dolly. Please, go! He immediately gets to work, like, moving people around and make sure no one's hurt. As you all step outside, immediately you see a bright white and yellow light streaking up from what was once the chapel of Dawama.
God damn it.
Is it possible he was in the basement all along?
What? No.
Listen, all I'm saying is there are 3 other people, okay? Y'all
as
I already spent
as you
my
step
point,
out, you
okay?
can still see the raining debris from the building that is now erupted from its basement. Few fires can be seen in the distance, but holy light reaches up into the sky, past visible, almost as if the literal fist of Dawama came striking down on the chapel itself.
I feel like it's a bit early to be fighting God, but hey.
You can
Not God, just a priest of God.
hear the sound, even through the sounds of the bells and the screaming. You hear the sound of combat. The theocracy of Dawama has chosen to strike first. And it is at the detriment of the people of Gazal that they have been left to their own devices for just a little too long. What you all do to either save the city, save yourselves, or venture off to find your given objective, it's up to you. I'll find out next time.
Wow! Hit that commercial break.
Slash
ad.
No,
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
yeah. That'll be the end of session 1.
That is a good prologue, I'd say.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I had to condense a little bit because we burned about 30 minutes of time waiting for you, but got through what I wanted of the prologue, which I'm glad. Hope you guys enjoyed.
I am very into the system already, being able to help shape the story.
Yes, Valley Point should be pretty neat, pretty solid overall. I'm very excited for seeing what those bring to the story, because you guys definitely have more direct interaction with stuff.
Change the story, reroll, do all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Force the story to bend to our whims.
Yeah. Was there only one Fabula point spent today?
I believe
Correct.
so, yes, and we
Okay.
got 2 by seeing a villain intro and a villain explosion, I guess. I don't know what the second one was for, actually.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys get 5 total. So it actually comes out to, yeah. His base experience, you get 1 for Fabula Point, and then 1 for each person who existed. You guys literally get 10 experience. Or
So we get 5.
Yeah, you get 5. Yeah.
10 experience.
10 experience. Yeah, you get 5 total.
We got half a level through our prologue.
Yeah, levels.
already put that in.
Nice.
Did it automatically add it?
Yeah. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool. Very
I
glad.
had to subtract 1 because I initially added 1, but I'll leave that alone for next time.
Yeah, end of session, I have a thing that literally auto-calculates everything for that, which is awesome.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
That's probably one of the coolest features I've seen, is I don't have to calculate my XP.
No, you want to know what's a cool as fuck feature? I'm going to show this off real quick because I think it's awesome. Let me just throw you guys out here. Hopefully it
I
pops
can
up for
tell you
you.
one. It's called my gun.
And
Wow,
you've been hit on by
nice
every
gun.
girl.
Not
every
even.
female.
Not even.
No. Not even hit on.
Oh wait.
Ah.
Oh, well, look at this. I can do this. Hold on.
Does that show for you
Nice
guys?
damage bonus, extra damage.
So yeah.
Uh,
The combat tracker.
combat tracker.
I see our characters, and then
So that doesn't show up for you guys. Okay. Well, it shows them on my end, which is really fucking cool. Which I got to adjust the size of this for stream more. But I guess I can
I
also.
do see it on the stream end.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I've
Also, yeah,
Hmm.
to what we were talking about earlier, I can actually apply the damage bonuses and adjustments from my own stuff here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I just need to have something targeted.
But yeah. So Fabula Ultima's combat also functions very differently from normal. Oh god, you yourself.
I did.
No moving.
But because
mean-
essentially it plays out like a traditional RPG does. Like it's one side is heroes, the other side is the monsters, kind of like back and forth stuff.
Mhm.
It's designed for that. So I have literally this display that is each of your guys' characters, their health bar, magic, and item points displayed in like a classic RPG manner, as well as a list of enemies that you guys are fighting.
Oh, look at that.
And everything's
Yeah,
like
I
easily
see that on
targetable stuff.
stream.
Yeah,
Huh.
really cool. I gotta see if it'll show for you guys. I assumed it would, but it didn't.
I think it is most useful for stream to keep track of things.
True, it is. I guess you guys literally have your own personal sheets, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
So I guess it is more
True,
important.
but
for
it
me
would
to-
be cool to see.
Yeah.
Boy.
It
Yeah.
would be very cool, but it is not a necessity.
It
I would say that I need to remind you before next stream to put our nameplates up, or I guess.
Yes, I need to do that
Yeah.
as well. But yeah. That is session 1 finished and done. I'm very, very excited to continue this with you guys next Saturday. Hopefully we get a cleaner start, but I'm not that bothered. Honestly, I'd go a little bit longer today if I needed to, but I do have plans to do games with people.
wow, rude.
Yeah, I mean, get fucked.
Either
Okay,
way,
maybe later.
it's
Um,
really
Hey, yo. Anyway.
No, I absolutely,
Oh,
despite all
look
of
at
my
this.
reservations, I am having a blast, and I'm not saying Hoop was right because I will never freely admit it.
he will never
but-
let you live it down.
Combatants.
I am glad that we have gotten to play this, and I'm excited to see how we continue to grow in the future. That's all I'm going to say.
Hmm.
Wait, if those are combatants, can I click that? Click that.
So yeah. I'm going to quickly end stream so I have this cut from the rest of the stuff, and then I'm gonna start stream up again with whatever the fuck I'm playing with Falcon.
With who?
Valkyria.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I did not hear what you had said before. So.
Yeah.
Nobody plays that game anymore, though.
I will catch you guys later. Those of you who need to get some sleep, get some fucking sleep. Go the fuck to bed. And I will see you nerds later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, guys, or good night, Draven.
Oh, it's too late. I'm up now. Like, yeah,
Oh, I fucking love them. But yeah, I'll be right back, chat. I'm gonna end stream, restart it. And then I'm gonna poke Valk and see what we're doing. Be right back, guys.